Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. If you're looking to just cut through all the marketing noise and get straight down to the facts, well, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're unpacking a very specific, high-end piece of automotive tech, the Vantrue N4 Pro S dashcam. We're going to peel back the technical specs, look at the big claims, and actually weigh them against real driver feedback. So let's just get right to it by framing the core problem. The road is completely unpredictable, right? We're dealing with reckless drivers, extreme weather, and honestly, that ever-present anxiety of leaving our cars unattended in a massive parking lot. The traditional dash cam, the one that just stares out your front windshield, it really only tells one side of the story. So what does it truly take to secure your vehicle from every possible angle? Capturing not just what happens in front of you, but behind you and even inside the cabin. That is the exact problem this specific piece of tech aims to solve. Now, before we totally geek out over the hardware, we've got to talk about the price. At a list price of $379.99, we are clearly not dealing with some budget entry-level gadget. This is a premium tier device. And setting that expectation right out of the gate is absolutely crucial. Because when we pay a premium price, we expect high-end performance, reliable materials, and some seriously advanced features. Just keep that number in mind as we figure out if the technology actually justifies the cost. To really understand what you're getting for that price, we need to clear up some terminology first. You're going to see the term 3-channel thrown around a lot. A 3-channel dash cam is essentially a complete vehicle security system. Instead of just one single camera, it simultaneously records 3 distinct environments: the road ahead of you, the interior passenger cabin, and the environment behind your vehicle. It's giving you full 360-degree context. Okay, moving into Section 1, triple camera technology. Let's demystify these hardware specs. I know, looking at this spec sheet feels a little bit like reading alphabet soup, but the absolute standout phrase here is Starvis 2. Vantrue emphasizes that this is actually the first 3-channel cam to feature these super advanced Sony sensors on all of its lenses. You've got a 4K front camera with an IMX678 sensor, a 1080p camera inside, and a 2.5K rear camera using the IMX662. But why does any of that actually matter? Well, it's all about the dark. With Night Vision 4.0 and Plate Pix tech, it's built to read license plates clearly even through harsh headlight glare or pitch black shadows. Plus, the interior camera has built-in infrared lighting, meaning it can see your passenger cabin even in total darkness. But here's the thing, you don't actually have to run all 3 cameras at once. In 3-channel mode, yes, you get the full 360-degree recording. That's absolutely perfect for rideshare drivers who need to monitor passengers while also capturing the road. But you can just toggle it to 2-channel mode, running only the front and the rear. By turning off the cabin camera, the unit dedicates all of its processing power to the outside. This extends your recording time and allows the physical unit itself to run 30% cooler. It's an ideal setup for, say, a long-haul truck driver on a cross-country trip where cabin monitoring just isn't necessary. So where does the N4 Pro S fit into the grand scheme of things? Well, if we look at the lineup, we can check out the target lifestyles. The smaller 2-inch N2X is built specifically for rideshare fleets, while the N5S is geared much more toward your everyday city commuters. But the N4 Pro S, the one we are digging into today, is distinctly categorized for off-road pros and adventure with its 3.19-inch display. It's built for much heavier-duty lifestyles, and that really dictates the entire design of its exterior hardware. And here is exactly what that ruggedness looks like in the real world. The 2.5K rear camera is rated IP67 waterproof, which means you can mount it completely on the outside of the vehicle. It uses a supercapacitor instead of a standard battery, allowing it to withstand extreme temperature swings. We are talking anywhere from -4 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to a scorching 140 degrees Fahrenheit. This really proves its worth for trucks, SUVs, and RVs operating in harsh weather environments where an interior rear camera just wouldn't cut it. Right, on to Section 2, Smart Security and Connectivity. We're looking at Wi-Fi, apps, and parking protection. The workflow here is actually designed to be super fast and modern. No more fumbling around trying to physically remove a tiny SD card to take it to a computer. The N4 Pro S uses built-in high-speed 5 GHz Wi-Fi. You just connect your smartphone directly to the camera's network. From there, the Vantrue app lets you instantly transfer those massive 4K video files straight to your phone, which is perfect for quickly sharing with police or insurance. On top of that, this connection allows for over-the-air or OTA firmware updates. The source claims these take about 15 seconds to complete. Okay, beyond the Wi-Fi, we absolutely have to talk about the 24/7 parking mode, because this is a massive selling point. It features buffered motion detection. That means if someone walks by your car, it actually saves the 10 seconds of footage before the motion even triggered the camera. Pretty cool, right? It also features impact detection for saving collision recordings and a low frame rate mode to maximize your storage space. It even monitors your car's battery voltage so it won't ever leave you stranded with a dead battery. However, and this is a really vital takeaway, this 24/7 feature does not work right out of the box. It requires purchasing an optional hardware kit to connect it directly to your car's fuse box. All right, that brings us to Section 3, Real Driver Reviews. Time for the impartial verdict. Let's look at the global ratings directly from the source. Out of over 1,150 ratings, the response is overwhelmingly positive. You've got 67% of users giving it a perfect 5 stars and another 14% giving it 4 stars. So a really strong majority are very satisfied. But we cannot ignore that notable slice of dissatisfaction. 8% of users gave it a 1-star rating. Let's dig right into the actual written text to understand both the praise and the problems. Starting off with the good stuff, this user feedback literally hits the nail on the head regarding that Starvis 2 low light performance we talked about. Users consistently praise the crisp, clear interior views and the genuinely excellent video resolution. When they need to see fine details like a license plate through awful glare or heavy shadows, the hardware actually delivers on its promise. We're also seeing some really positive trends about the actual physical unit itself. Drivers report that it genuinely feels premium. It uses solid materials instead of cheap, flimsy plastics, and thankfully, the initial windshield setup is apparently pretty painless, without any overly complex wiring needed to just get started. But, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. A pretty clear pattern pops up when you look at connectivity. While the hardware definitely gets high marks, the software is a major pain point for a segment of users. Despite that promise of ultra-fast 5 GHz Wi-Fi, some drivers find the app incredibly frustrating. They struggle to get their phones to connect in the first place or to stay connected once they finally link up. And then there's the somewhat harsh reality of long-term reliability. While a lot of people enjoy years of flawless use, there are multiple reports of complete hardware failure. Some users noted their units simply stopped working entirely after just 5 months. This creates a really stark contrast to all those reviews praising its super solid build. Finally, we have this really interesting, kind of nuanced software quirk. The collision detection is incredibly sensitive right out of the box. It's so touchy that regular, everyday driving events, like just going over a speed bump or hitting a pothole, will trigger emergency locked recordings. Unless you want your memory card completely filled up with footage of you just navigating a bumpy road, you are definitely going to need to manually dial down that G-sensor sensitivity. So let's wrap this all up in Section 4, the final verdict, summary and takeaways. All right, here's the bottom line concisely summarized. On the plus side, you are getting totally unmatched 3-channel clarity, especially at night, thanks to those Starvis 2 sensors. The ability to switch between 3-channel and cooler running 2-channel modes makes it incredibly flexible, whether you're an Uber driver or an off-road adventurer. The physical build is exceptionally robust and totally ready for extreme weather. But you really have to weigh this against the mixed feedback we saw regarding the app connectivity and software sensitivity. And lastly, never forget that the $379 price tag is literally just the beginning. Achieving full 24/7 functionality requires purchasing a micro SD card and that optional hardwire kit separately. Which leaves us with this final thought for you to chew on. We've seen the incredible hardware specs, and we've walked through the real-world critiques. So, is the ultimate 360-degree peace of mind worth that premium price tag? And are you willing to potentially navigate a few app connectivity quirks to ensure you have crystal clear video evidence right when you need it most? That's a decision only you can make for your own vehicle. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. I hope this explainer brought you the exact clarity you were looking for. Keep learning, and please, stay safe out there on the roads.